Well, let's talk about it because I hear this shit all the fucking time. Right? The propaganda against anarchists is just as bad on the left as the right, and their understanding is about just as rudimentary. Every single time anarchy is brought up in leftist spaces, it's met with, oh, anarchists just want to go smashing revolution, like you said, or anarchists have no plan for how to do it or after, which you've also just said. So it's like, okay, we have to break down how these revolutionary conditions can be met, and also what's going to happen post-revolution in an anarchist society, right? From the basis that anarchy is just the continuation of leftism past communism and socialism. First off, I just want to say that anarchy is a possibility out of revolution just as much as Marxism, just as much as communism or socialism, and it comes with the same fucking revolution, right? It's just after the revolution, we get to decide how far left do we want to progress as a society. That's what revolutions are for, progressing rights quickly and fast change to more advanced and ethical systems, right? We could choose anarchy. It's less studied because it's so heavily propagandized against, right? The statists and the rich don't want to lose their power, which anarchy effectively would remove instantly. And that's partly why it's so propagandized against, because the rich make all the propaganda. They don't want to lose their fucking say. That's why ANCOM is so much different than ANCAP, right? ANCAP wants to give all the power to money because, well, that's who wrote the propaganda. And ANCOM is like literally the opposite, just freeing everyone from fucking hierarchy. Like, it's not fucking radical. It's just peace and equality and free. Being actually free. Like, you can say, yeah, it's generic freedom, yada 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 yada, but like, come on. We're the same fucking side. There's no reason to have all this animosity just because we're like trying to speed it along, right? We don't want to let reformists in. You look at Gorbachev, you look at Deng. I keep having to say this. Like, there are reformists who try to come into power in communist and socialist countries, and it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. As opposed to anarchy, which removes those power structures and doesn't let reformism in. That's the whole point. We don't want the rich to be able to bribe your fucking countries. We don't want no power-hungry reformists to come into power and go backwards, right? That's why we're putting our foot down, ending that shit for good. As for a plan, like, it just fucking baffles me that people don't think there's a plan for anarchy after the revolution, right? When you share fucking everything, you think we're just gonna, like, not care about people? You think we're just all of us, if we share everything, you think we're just gonna fucking, like, all of a sudden just, like, be like, oh, I don't know how all these systems and supply chains work without money. No, they work for free. It's a system paying it forward, right? Everyone's working for the world instead of fucking money, because money's a terrible motivator and it's corrupt inherently. It is what corrupts all of society. People have been saying money's the root of evil for thousands of fucking years. God knows how long. Hundreds, probably. But I mean, we don't know. That's my point. And no one does shit about it. It's just like senseless bitching, but it's true. It should be removed as soon as possible, and that would help the most people. But my point about that is this. It's like, when we remove ownership and copyrights and corporations and money from all these industries, people will be able to jump into them at a moment's fucking notice. People will be able to learn for free at a moment's fucking notice. They'll be able to jump into any fucking industry, including the whole, how you get your medicine, that production. People will have the ability to see that need and go there and help. Right? We'll have the ability to build new factories for medicine where it's fucking needed. Not subject to these antiquated property systems and where cheap labor is, right? Because we're doing away with that. We're doing away with slave labor. That's the whole point. We're giving equality to the world in one step. And it's like, if you just go to communism or socialism, you need another revolution to do that, to finally get rid of the money in state. Because I mean, they're not going to want to get rid of it, just like they don't want to get rid of it now. Hard to say when people have power they'd be any different. But as to how we handle the means, like, we'd be sharing that entirely. Like, the whole internet would become all of ours. Shared ownership. I don't understand how people could be like, well, how would they distribute? Well, someone would probably ask for needs on the internet, and what do you know? They own those fucking means, and other people can provide them. Like, our distribution and chains of supply and resource management would be one. It's so much more efficient than all these corporations artificially inflating and bullshitting just to make more money instead of, sharing them and working to better the world. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like absolutely wild to think that, we'd slow down in terms of technological advancement and how we manage our resources when combining all your companies into one makes it so much more efficient and so much faster and so much easier to make known that you need medicine or you need food or you need this or that. Like, you'd be able to just tell the world, hey, I need a house, and people would be like, yo, there's an empty house down my block, and 400 times that. Like, it's so infuriating just to be like, you guys have no plan. And it's like the entirety of the plan involves like sharing the ownership, which is all we talk about because that's the first step. We're not going to discuss the actual revolution plans on the fucking idiot. We're not dumb. We're not going to go into how to fucking make all the systems under one thing because the rich and government want that too, only for them. So as long as you have a hierarchy over the top, you're still in slave labor. You're still exploited endlessly. So you have to get rid of it. You have to share the fucking means. You have to open everything up. And it's just wild to me that people are like, oh, but the revolution will cost lives. And it's like, if enough people are on board with it, it can be peaceful, right? We'll have an overwhelming threat of violence against those in charge, and they will be forced to step down, like, whether they want to or not, right? I just added 70% of the global population, but, who knows what the number really is. There's a point where enough people, 99% are on board, boom. What are the 1% going to do? They're going to threaten us with fucking nukes? They're going to try and kill us? Good fucking luck. You just trash your fucking planet. We're not going away, and we'll be fighting for the same goddamn thing, regardless of what they do. I mean, they have to be able to see that it's a lost cause for them. Which boils down back to having a plan. Like, our plan is equality. Our plan is letting means grow organically. Like, we aren't trying to set up something to be the one-all be-all of redistribution. We want people to own everything and be able to build new things efficiently. That's the whole point. Like, our system is slowing down progress and slowing down innovation just so 1% of people can profit. People say, oh, capitalism makes innovation. No, capitalism funnels innovation profits to 1%. That's the whole point, right? So as long as you're under a hierarchy, like money or state or anything else, like, you're funneling the wealth of that to that 1%. And that is why I think the immediate abolition of these systems is far more preferable, because immediately lets the entire world build together for once and for all, as it should be, right? It lets people actually work for the world instead of their own fucking pocketbooks and the monopoly who owns it. Like, and going further into money abolition, like, if you don't abolish money, the rich are going to have more money to fight you at every stage of revolution, including now. They own the propaganda, they own the governments, they own fucking everything from land up. And it's like, do you not see how just getting rid of that alone at first clears the way for so many other revolutionary steps? Like, we're on the same team, we're just thinking ahead and not getting hung up in the past and what's been done. That's really what it boils down to. Like, yeah, I'll say we have no plan, but we got plans for days.